everyone, and welcome to this session on how to make a great resume, brought to you by Wadhwani Foundation in association with KDisk. My name is Alex Vincent, and I have with me Arya Shikha, who will be taking you through this session over the next 1 hour. So, Malayalam, എല്ലാവർക്കും സ്വാഗതം. ഇന്നത്തെ ടോപ്പിക് ഒരു മികച്ച റെസ്യൂമെ എങ്ങനെ ഉണ്ടാക്കണം അതായിരിക്കും. And എൻ്റെ കൂടെ Arya Shikha ഉണ്ട്. She's also a Keralite. And we will be taking you through this session over the next 1 hour. For the non-Malayalam speakers, don't worry. If we ever speak anything in Malayalam, we will take care to translate that into English for you. Okay. So before we delve into the topic, I just want to take 2 minutes to talk to you about why this topic is important. And after that, I'll move on to my personal introduction, Arya's introduction, and also what Wadhwani and KDisk. I hope the format is a bit clear to everyone. Okay. So, guys, initially we were, whenever we used to send resumes to corporates when we used to look for jobs, right? There would always be an HR person who would be sitting behind, who would be looking at your resume, seeing if your skills match the job requirement, and then passing you or approving you or rejecting you. But in today's world of AI and digital, that has changed. Also, you have so many applicants posting for one particular job posting, that it is physically impossible for somebody to sit behind and go through every resume, right? So you have moved on from that world into the digital world. And today's topic is to ensure how do you transform your resumes from just being another PDF into something that passes through the filters, something that is an ATS layer. So how do you make a superhero resume which gets you interviews and not rejections? So the objective is to ensure that we empower you to make kiddilan resumes, right? So that you're able to at least get through to the stage of an interview and you're not rejected before that. So we'll talk to you about 3 big things in this session. One, what are some essential components your resume must have? Okay, so in your resume endana 2-3 things which must be there. What are some keywords that you can use to ensure it passes through the ATS filters? Okay, the other thing that is very important is Innatha Logam is about super specialization. Okay, so it's about not if you have general skills that will not cut the cake, right? You need to have some smart specialized skill sets to be sort of selected for the role, right? So what are some smart techniques that you can use to customize your resume? Okay, and the third thing that we'll teach you or we'll talk to you about is how can you use AI tools to improve your resumes instantly, and how to customize your resume also for different job offers. So these are 3 big things that we'll talk to you about in this session today. I'll just move on to some introductions because we've had some great partners along in these sessions with us. And today's partner is KDisk and the Vijnana Keralam campaign, right? So KDisk, as you all know, the Kerala Development and Innovation Strategic Council is a strategic advisory body of the government of Kerala. They're right now leading a campaign titled Vijnana Keralam, and the aim is to transition Kerala to a knowledge economy, to a knowledge and skill-based economy, right? And the idea is to address the need of today's workforce, which is a skilled, a knowledgeable workforce, right? So that's KDisk who's partnering with us. I'd also like to take a minute to talk about the Wadhwani Foundation, who's been doing some great work in India. The Wadhwani Foundation was started by Dr. Ramesh Wadhwani, and he had one big goal. And the one big goal was to help young people like you to ensure that you get jobs which not only support you, but also your families in countries like India, Mexico, and Indonesia, right? This foundation has been working tirelessly to create jobs and, more importantly, to build skills that really matter, right? And we genuinely at Wadhwani believe that with the right support, any student can succeed in today's world. All you need is the right support, the right motivation, and we at Wadhwani are here to give that to you. Okay, so I think that's enough about Wadhwani and KDIS. Now I'll move on to the star of today's session. That is Arya. Now Arya Shikha, she wears a lot of hats, but I'll talk to you about the hats that she's wearing today. She's a soft skill trainer, an educator, and a faculty member at the Wadhwani Foundation with 7+ years of experience. She has a very interesting background. She comes from civil engineering, and she has a passion for human-centered learning. She has empowered a diverse set of students who are, right from from school to colleges, to people who are homemakers, and also to corporate professionals. So thank you, Arya, for doing this. At Wadhwani, she plays a very crucial role in faculty development, student training, content creation, etc. Previous to the Wadhwani Foundation, Arya has worked in human resource verticals and L&D, learning and development verticals across education, across IT, across the nonprofit and government sectors, right? And one thing I love about Arya is the fact that she's very deeply committed to bridging this gap between education and employability, right? So it's not just important to have a degree next to your name, but also be employable in today's market. And one more thing that I love about her is how she uses empathy when she's dealing with students, right? So I would like all of you to, in the chat, say a big hi to Arya. And Arya, would you like to say a few words about this topic before we get started?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. First of all, a big thank you to you, Alex, for taking your time being with us and hosting today's session on behalf of Wadhwani Foundation and KDIS. We truly appreciate your presence and support. And a very good evening to all my wonderful participants here. I can see a lot of hi coming in. Thank you so much. So before we get into this topic and understand a little bit better about it, I have a simple question for all of you. Okay, so I can see all of you using the chat box. You have to tell me what are the languages that you are comfortable with, like Hindi, English, Malayalam, or anything. Go ahead and drop your answers in the chat box. I'm just watching. English, okay. Malayalam, English and Malayalam, okay. Great. English and Malayalam, anything, all right. That's great. There's a lot of English and Malayalam. That's great. Tamil, okay. That's great. All right. Okay, so the session will be in English and a little bit of Malayalam we'll try to add in, because I can see a lot of chat telling me that it's majorly going to be in English. All right. And also please remember, towards the end, you have a small quiz, as Alex told you in the beginning. So stick on to us till the end. And this session, you will come to know in a while what we are going to do. Take a pen and paper with you, keep handy, or take screenshots, whatever you are comfortable with. But please try to interact, make it very interactive. Whenever I ask you something, make sure to add your thoughts. So I guess, Alex, let's get started and let's go with the session.
Yes, I think I'll just talk about myself for a couple of minutes, because I just forgot I didn't do that.
Absolutely.
And so my name is Alex Vincent. I have been working in the financial sector in corporate strategy for the past 13 years. I was working in Mumbai, and that is why I'm a export Malayali. I'm not a Keralite Malayali. So in the Malayalam, you will find that a bit of hesitation, I hope you will forgive me for that. So yeah, I've been working for 13 years in the financial sector. And now I'm in the Czech Republic. I'm in Prague, and I'm doing my MBA here. So I'm going to complete my MBA in the next 3 months. And then I will be taking tips from Arya on how to make a great resume to apply for jobs in the Czech Republic. So yes, I hope with that, we will get started, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Arya, in today's world, what are some key sections that you think every resume must have? And more importantly, it's not just about having these sections, but how can I make each of these sections really stand out to somebody who's looking at the resume, even if it's a computer or a human being? How do I make it, interesting enough for them to look out?
All right, a great question. So I have a small poll over here. Strang, if you can help me launch this. So all of you, there's a question that is going to come up in your poll. You just have to see the question. There are two options which is given up. You just have to answer that. All right. So എല്ലാവർക്കും ഒരു poll കാണാൻ പറ്റും ഇച്ചിരി സമയത്തിൽ. So you just have to see the question. The question is, which of these line is a red flag for a resume? Okay, the first option is good in cricket and eating momos, and second one, led a team of 4 in college fest logistics. So I'll give you 30 minutes of time. I request all my wonderful audience, please punch in your answers here. All right, you have 20 seconds more. Wonderful. I can see a lot of them giving me mixed answers. Okay, all right. All right. Option A, thank you, Shahid, for forwarding the chat box. Thank you. Thank you, Elsa. Thank you, Thakur. Thank you. Great. Thank you, Shraddha. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. All right. Yep, it's A. That is right. So unless you're applying for a job at a IPL or Momo eating championship, it's totally irrelevant. So don't get me wrong. We all love momos, but HR does not get about your snack game, right? So recruiters want to know few things. Can you do the job? Can you help us grow? Can you solve the problem? Right? But if your resume says more about your stomach than your skill, it's time to rewrite it. Or B, on the other hand, it's very solid. It shows initiative, leadership, event management, and let's be honest, if you all have handled a college fest somewhere, you have probably handled everything possible, right? So every line on your resume should answer one thing. Why should a company care? നിങ്ങളെ റെസ്യൂമിൽ ഉണ്ടാവുന്ന ഓരോരോ ലൈനും ഒരു ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ്റെ ആൻസർ ആയിരിക്കും. എന്റെ റെസ്യൂം ഈ കമ്പനിയിൽ പോയെങ്കിൽ why will they care, right? So if you feel it doesn't care, if you feel they will not care, just cut it off. All right, so because we know that recruiters aren't sitting with popcorn, eating and reading all your resume word by word, right? They scan like they are in a rush to catch a train at Mumbai metro station. So your resume's job is not to tell your entire life story. No, it's just to make your best bets jump off. Okay, so that's what, and I'm going to show you a small shortcut or what is to be there in the resume. Let me quickly share my screen in a minute. So as I was telling, there's a small technique that I use, which is called as claps. What is a basic thing in your resume that you need to have? Contact information. That is something very basic. No address. Do not write which location are you from. Do not have to write each and everything in that. If you're from Bangalore, write Bangalore. നിങ്ങൾ കണ്ണൂർ എന്നാണ് just കണ്ണൂർ എന്നിട്ടോളൂ. If you're from Delhi, just write Delhi. Do not go writing an address with the pin code. Just a name, a phone number, and email and LinkedIn. Okay, this is a very basic thing. Honesty, okay, right? That is headline. Okay, so this is your movie trailer. One line about you, who you are, and what you bring. Similarly, when we go to A, achievements, right? That is, don't write did this work. That's very vague, right? Say manage 3 champions, grew engagement by 25%. So small secret trick here. When you are working somewhere, all it matters is numbers. You have to show people numbers, numbers, and numbers. Okay, so you make sure all these things are there in your resume, and then comes project. Either you're a fresher or you're an experienced person, you can add this. Okay, so your college project counts, but say what you did, not just the project title. Okay, last one, S. Can you guess what is it? It's very simple, very, very simple. Think of which section will start with S. Any guesses? Anybody?
Skills is what everybody's answering. So I think.
Okay,
right.
that's absolutely right. So this is your keyword zone. Put tools, tech, traits that matches the job. So if your job says Excel, make sure that Excel is there in your resume. Okay, the reason why I took out this and wrote it like this than showing in a resume is so you can take a quick screenshot and try to understand this, whether you have this in your resume or no. So if I have to summarize this question, remember your resume is not your autobiography. It's just a highlight reel. Your resume is autobiography alla. You don't have to write your life story in that. Every word on the resume should earn a space. If it doesn't help you to get the interview, just cut it. Okay, so a great resume does not just show what you have done, it shows what you can do for the company. All right. So today, after this session, take 60 seconds, watch your resume, and see if there's anything that you feel is not necessary to be here. Just cut it out. All right. So that's what I would summarize over here. So if you feel there is something that you have to change in your resume today, that's your first step to making a better resume. Yes. So you can build a stronger resume. So that's my take over here, Alex.
I will also just add one point, because I have been on the other side where I've tried to recruit people. So NK Parayanadu, what she said is absolutely right. Today people don't have the time, so there's no point writing long addresses and wasting that page, the real estate on that page. Okay, so important to keep it short. But I'll tell you one tip that I have for a lot of you. You must be some leader in a small group in, let's say, in your church or in your football club or somewhere, right? Now, if that particular skill set is important for that role, make it a point to mention that in your resume, because it is sometimes these are things that matter. For example, I have once hired someone because he was the secretary of his chess club. A chess club in the secretary, and he used to manage everything for that. And for me, that was a big indicator of how good a leader he was, or how good an organizer he was. And I was looking for that. So just a small tip: skills do not just mean college cultural committee. It could also be something as simple as being some sort of a leader in some small setting that you have. It might be relevant as well. Okay, so that was my unnecessary trip, Arya. But I'll move on to my next question. And so I can see that some of you are asking if we can explain about CHAPS once again. So maybe, Arya, before you answer the next question, you can just say what CHNPS1, just the headline, what it means, okay? Okay, so next big question for you, Arya. So in one resume, now you have told me what I should give more importance to, right? But if I have to talk about, a resume has 4-5 sections, right? For example, there is the part about education, about my work experience, about my additional co-curricular skills that I've added over the course of the last 3-4 years. So how should I make this resume look like? What importance should I give to each section? What matters to a recruiter? Skills, education, or experience? How should I tailor it to be interesting to the recruiter?
Great. All right. So, all right, dear audience, we will do a simple quiz over here, simple activity. Your activity. So, we have around, let's say, 300 plus participants. Imagine you all have 100 points. Okay, I'm giving you all 100 points. എല്ലാവർക്കും ഞാനൊരു 100 point തന്നിരിക്കുകയാണ്. Now, we have 3 things that we will focus in today's session. One is skill, education, and experience. You have to distribute your 100 points into these 3. For example, നിങ്ങൾ സ്കില്ലിന് 30 കൊടുത്തെങ്കിൽ you have to manage the remaining 70 with education and experience. Okay, so I want all of you to give me that ratio according to where you stand. Where do you feel would be most useful? For example, if I am making a resume, according to me, I feel 40 points I will give it to experience. Then I would remaining 30 points I would give it to the skill. In that way, can you also let me know in the chat box? Together, experience 50, okay. So Ramshina, remaining 50, where are you giving? Swati is giving 40 for the skill. Swati, 60 points for what? What else? You have to divide it with 3. Yes, Alina has given it very nicely, 50 for skills. And yes, experience 30, education 20. Wonderful, thank you. Okay, thank you, Aditya. Thank you, great. All right, Ramshina says 50. It says, okay, all right, great, wonderful. All right, let me quickly share my screen. Yes, absolutely. So we have distributed our points over here. You all have distributed your own points. You are a fresher or whether you are experienced, you have distributed your points, right? Some have given for education, some have given for experience, some have given for skills. Now, where is the reality falling in, right? For a fresher, skills, you will have to give a weightage of 35 to 40. experience for a fresher, also an experience matter. When I say experience, അതൊരു ജോലി ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒരു സ്ഥാപനത്തിൽ പോയി പണിയെടുക്കുന്ന അത് ജോലിയല്ല. ഇറ്റ് ക്യാൻ ബി എ പ്രോജക്ട്. നിങ്ങൾ സ്കൂൾ കോളേജസ് ചെയ്ത പ്രോജക്റ്റ് ആയിരിക്കാം, ഇന്റേൺഷിപ്സ് ആയിരിക്കാം, right? So that is why they tell for students it's very important to do a good project and internship. And when it comes to education, it is still 25 to 30 only. You don't have to write an entire LKG to 12th where നിങ്ങൾ a college പോയി എത്ര മാർക്ക് കിട്ടി. You don't have to write that in the resume. All right. If I go to talk about someone who is experienced, right? You can see skills somewhere around 30, experience carries 50, and education is 20. Okay, so good marks help, but no one is asking for your class 5th drawing competitions prize. Okay, so once you have done the real work, nobody will ask you what was your 12th grade percentage. Thank God, right? So make sure you are not doing that same thing. Now, for example, let's say I have a small example here, a bad resume, what you have added. If your email ID is something like, let's say, rahulcooldude@gmail.com, just strike it off. Okay, an example that I'm giving you. One more thing, you don't have to add name and then put up your name. Don't have to do it. Okay, just a simple tip that I'm giving you. It's understood. You are Rahul, this is your phone number, this is your email ID. Okay, education, you don't have to start from where you started your LKG till your BCom. No, just go with the highest form, recent education. That is more than enough. Okay, and coming to skill, I'm sure you will not type this, but remember, do not even do this mistake of putting all these things of good in time pass. Out of experience, I am telling this because I worked as a HR, and you will not believe it, I have taken some of the points from my old resumes which my students used to share. Okay, so that's where all these things I have gotten from. So do not put all these things. None. I have watched Shark Tank, a big red flag, all these things. Okay, what you can do, simple, clean, neat. That's what the recruiters want. Your name, your email ID, phone number, and LinkedIn, right? Important to put LinkedIn. If you are into tech, then you can GitHub, all those links also you can provide. Okay, so that's one thing that I would say. So what matters is not how much you write, but how well you write is what matters. Okay, so if I have to give you a very simple example, think of a resume is like a pizza. Okay, or a pizza, imagine cheyu. So education is the base. You need it, but you don't only eat it, right? Skills are like the cheese that keeps everything together, and experience, that's like a topping that recruiter actually bite on. Okay, so a final line for this question that I would say, so build your resume that is not full. You don't have to fill your entire resume, no, but build it with full of flavors. That's what I would answer over here, Alex.
But Arya, I have a question. I think this also reflects on what people are saying in the chat. Maybe because we have a slightly more global view on how we look at resumes, and maybe most of our students, they seem to be asking questions, saying in the chat that when we go for interviews, a lot of people are looking for education. So maybe there is an importance given to education, right? Like, it's not that it's not being looked at, because maybe Natale Adim cut off in the that's why maybe there's people are saying this, right? That in Kerala so I think what you're trying to say is that it's not that it's not important. It is important.
Absolutely.
So it's not that she's not saying it is very important. But നിങ്ങൾ ആ level of detailing പോയിട്ട് 4th standard learn 5th standard learn that may not be that important, right? So that's the main perspective here. And I think I would also add one more point here, is that I can see many of you are asking in the chat if like, what can you have in your skills section? So in today's day and age, there's Google, there is YouTube, there is Udemy, there is all these free courses, right? So Arya, can you, because I can see people are asking this, what are some skills that they can like add on their resume? Like what are the skills that they can do like without probably having to pay for it, which makes their resume look good? Do you have some like verbally, do you have something?
Yes, definitely. See, Excel is one thing that is more required. Any role that you go for, Excel is something that you generally require. And I personally, out of my experience, also I'm sharing this. So if you know the basic of Excel, you can do wonders, right? So that is one tool that I can think of, a basic skill. And then there are some courses which you can enroll in. Now it depends on which job you're going for. If I'm going for a very different job role, and if I'm sitting here and doing Excel, which has no relation, probably my resume may not have the weightage. So it's very important for me to understand which job role will I be going for, and according to that, let's just go to ChatGPT. If you're not aware, go and search what are the top skills that we currently need if I have to become so and so, right? So that's simple. Use AI to understand it in better also. So that's something I would say over here, Alex.
Okay, there's one or two very interesting questions. Education, Adi Adinda, Sari Adinda, reverse chronological orders, that is one. Somebody is asking if there is a break in education, should I mention it? And I think these are very important questions for our kids today. Do you want to just take a minute to go through that?
Yes, absolutely. So basically, even if you have a break, that's okay to mention it. So what you can do in that break, what did you do? That is important, right? So probably if you have done some upgrading of yourself, if you have done some learning, you can use. So I will tell you out of my experience, yes, for a fresher, if you mention the latest degree is all right, is enough. If you are doing an engineering, right? Mention which college you have done the engineering part, we can go with that. And should we give education in the reverse chronological order? Yes, you can give education, you can give anywhere, but my only suggestion is mention just one or two recent education, right? Try use a lot of experience on internship, because I have been a HR till date. I have not seen a student, okay, I see he's graduate, done, I take his resume. Does he have any experience? That's where I see. So focus a lot on upgrading yourself more than focusing on how to fill your resume. Okay, so that's what something that you can go ahead and do for.
Yes, and I'll also tell you one thing, because a lot of you feel that you have to pay more money to gain a skill. It was true earlier, but in that time, if you don't have a skill on your resume, it is, I will sound a bit harsh, that's your fault. Because today on internet, you will get a free Excel course. Like Excel, just if you know Excel, PowerPoint, you will be in the top 5%, 10% of the job applicants. Appo ningalde free time, whatever time you get, you should try to upskill. If you go on Coursera, Udemy, all these websites, freely they'll teach you all of this. And once you get the certification, even if you don't get the certification, if you've done the course, you can just mention it in your resume, saying that we have done this. Because please understand, from an HR point of view, enki 100 resume, 90% of the resumes will have that skill section blank or very little stuff written there, because you're all freshers. Pakshe, if you're one of those 10 people who have spent the time to go to a Coursera, to an Udemy, to one of these websites and get like a skill set in your name, that itself puts you in the top 10. Okay, so just before I move on to my next question, I just wanted to tell you, because I can see a lot of people are asking these questions. So in today's day and age, get skills every day. Try to upskill yourself, use free courses, and try to be better than the rest of the 90% of the people who are applying for the role. So Arya, my next question, Munanta question, sorry. I know I have a lot of questions, Paksha. And I think we should share, will we be sharing a format of a resume at the end? Because a lot of people are asking, should I keep a photograph? Should I this, that?
Yes. So we'll try to answer, but about the photo, I'll give a quick hint. If you are a software developer, so just imagine you are a software developer, nowhere your face comes to picture, right? Your work is all backend, you do not need to add a photo. But if you are an air hostess, people need to see the grooming of yours, that's where you add the photo. So right now, it's all going into a diversity zone. So right now, the current trend is telling you do not need to add a photo, but unless and until the company requests you for it, that's the only place. Otherwise, if you are a digital marketer, show your digital marketing skills in your resume, but not through the photo. If you're a software developer, you do not have to show it at all, or any other role. You do not have to show until it is client facing role where you need your grooming to be shown. That's the only place I feel you need to add a photo.
Yes. I just basically നിങ്ങളുടെ റോൾ ക്ലയന്റ് ഫേസിംഗ് ആണ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സെയിൽസിനാണെങ്കിലും മാർക്കറ്റിംഗിലാണ്, അപ്പോൾ it makes sense. Otherwise, there's no need. Okay. So next question to you, Arya, is that in today's day and age, how important do you think it is to customize a resume for each job application? Because when I was applying for jobs 15 years back, I would just send the same resume to whichever job I was applying for. But in today's day and age of super specialization, where the requirement is very clear, ki ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഫൈനാൻഷ്യലി ഈ പർട്ടിക്കുലർ സ്ട്രീമിൽ ഓഡിറ്റ് ഇത് വേണം, അങ്ങനത്തെ we are in that kind of an age today. So how important it is to customize a resume? If I'm applying for 30 jobs, do I customize it 30 times to make it more attractive to the corporate?
Alright, I can relate it, Alex. ഞാനും അങ്ങനെ കുറേ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഒരേ സ്ഥലത്തേക്ക് multiple resumes I have sent. One resume I have sent to multiple places. Alright, so to my audience now, imagine you're ordering a food on Swiggy. Okay, നിങ്ങളൊക്കെ സ്വിഗ്ഗിയിൽ food order ചെയ്യാണ്. You're all craving for pizza വേണം. But all the restaurants are sending you biryani because that's all they have made in bulk today. Would you all still place the order? You can let me know in the chat box. No. Okay. Thank you, Tanishq. Alina says no. Okay. No. All right. I can see a lot of no. I thought I would see one or two yes. The biryani lovers would say yes no matter what. Okay. Most of us have said no. All right. Okay. So that's exactly what recruiters feel when your resume does not match the job. So if I ask you the next question, which Alex also mentioned, how many of you here in this call have sent one resume everywhere possible? I have done that. Alex has done that. Is there anybody else also? Yes, me. Thank you, Ranjit. All right. Thank you, Miran. Great. Thank you, Veena. Thank you, Madhu. Great. Thank you, Revati. Wonderful. Okay. Used to stop now. Wonderful. Okay. Yes. So let's be honest. We all have done it, right? So it's similarly, girls, imagine you are dressed up very nicely in a very beautiful black attire with all the shining, all the glitter on you. And boys, you're wearing a very nice, grand kurta. You wear this for a wedding. You go for a wedding with this outfit. And with the same outfit, you go for an interview. And with the same outfit, you go for a beach. It does not fit all, right? So I will quickly show you something over here. Let me share my screen. Yes. So this is a Naukri profile of mine. I'm not going to go much in depth. So there is, let's say I'm going to put a simple job. I'm just going to search for a simple job, that is data entry. So let's say I'm picking a random company's job application here. And this is your reality check now. If you are still doing the same thing, this job was just posted 2 weeks ago, has only just two openings and 100 plus application. If we are able to see 100 over here, the recruiters will be able to see it more than 500, 600 based on it. So if you think sending that same resume, you are going to be one of these two people, you need to rethink, right? That's the reason recruiters spend just 7 to 8 seconds scanning a resume. So you know what I used to do when I was a recruiter? If let's say this random one resume I have taken here, I see this resume, I used to put Control F, I used to search data. Okay, there's data in this. 7 results are there. Let me watch this resume in detail. If I used to go for, let's say, we'll go back to Naukri and try to find a keyword there. So of this job role itself, let's say BPO, okay, BPO non-voice. Okay, so this is the key skill that I have put, that whichever candidate comes to me should have this. So njan ivide BPO idiya. So I am seeing it as 0. That second, I am just going to remove this resume and not go into future. So that's a reason you need to customize it, right? Because recruiters are searching for certain skills, certain keywords. Now, if you use the same resume everywhere, you miss out the chance to show what exactly you are. A simple trick, what you need to add is all these key skills. It is there. When they give you the job description, the company is going to tell what are they looking for. So if you have somewhere read strong Excel skill, make sure your resume also has that. So these highlighted skill, just copy and paste it and then send. Then expect a call, and that's where you will get it. Okay. So in short, ningle resume or one size fits all our t-shirt alla. It's like a tailored outfit. The better it fits the job, the better chances of getting picked. Okay. So generic resumes get generic results. Tailored resumes will get interviews. So that's what my take is over here, Alex.
Absolutely. And I think I know it's not easy because there are people I know, friends I know, they apply to 30-40 jobs on LinkedIn every single day. And, to customize 30 to 40 different resumes, it's not easy. Pakshe, if you have to stand out, I guess you have no option but to do it. So I think thanks for mentioning that. It's very important that we hear it directly from you. Okay, so I'll come to my next question, which is actually smart techniques to save time when I'm customizing resumes, because 30-40 resumes if I'm applying, it takes a lot of time to customize it, search for every single LinkedIn profile and see how to do it, right? So do you have some smart tips where I can quickly customize my resumes and apply to as many jobs as I can?
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to share those. Let me just share my screen again. Okay, so this is something that I have been using. There are multiples, okay, not just one, there are multiples. For example, there is something called as job scan. So in this session, I'll just give you a little bit of hint. So we will send you the link of all these to your mail, so you can also use it directly. In spite, if I'm not able to give you a quick demo, kindly excuse me, but I'll try to show you the maximum. So there is something called as job scan. So what you can do over here, just upload. Your step would be that job description is what you have to upload. Okay, either you're going to Naukri and applying, either you're going to LinkedIn and applying, or anywhere, right? Any site. Just copy the job description and apply it over here. Okay, you will get a wonderful result wherein it will show you how much percentage of your resume is matching to this, and you can do some alterations here. But the only disadvantage of these kind of sites are they are not free to use, right? They're not free. You can't use it entirely. So my one suggestion that I would give you, use ChatGPT. You can definitely go ahead with that. But before that, there is one favorite tool which I go for. Most of my sessions, I have showed you this. Something that you can make your multiple resumes over here. Okay, you can definitely make multiple resumes here. So this is called as Teal HQ. Do not worry if you haven't understood the walkthrough or anything of it. We will provide you good resource so you can try it. So your Teal HQ the software ആണ്. ഇതിൽ നിങ്ങൾ multiple resumes create ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. Job analyze ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. Okay, so if you give any extensions, നിങ്ങൾ LinkedIn directly job save ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. Naukri directly save ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. Okay, so this is one second tool that I'm going to show you. So ഇതിൽ resume builder എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു സാധനം ഉണ്ടാവും. You can see my same resume I have done for multiple things. So either add your resume, it's very simple, just add your resume, whatever changes that you want to make, right? Write it all in points. I have just given a very rough paragraph here. Either okay points ledana, and if you feel okay this job doesn't require this point, remove it. Okay, that will automatically go. So if you have more than 2-3 points, you can whichever you want, you can keep it. In this way, you can save multiple resumes also. Multiple, you can just save it. You can download also. Maybe all the features are not free here, but some are definitely free. So if I'm applying for a particular job and I want to change my entire profile summary, okay, I have put this. Now I feel for the job which I am going for, I want to put the second one, right? Or I want to add something new, up to me, I can use it. So it is unlimited in this way, but if you want to go in depth, if you want to see how can I improvise, will it automatically do? There is some charges. So do not have to pay for that. So you do not have to go for anything on the paid version. Just try to explore this tool and you can analyze a lot of things on how good your resume is. Add the job descriptions here. You can add the job descriptions, okay, and then you can check whether my current resume is matching this job or no. So this is another trick that you can do. Do not worry. Again, I'm sharing all the links to all of you once we finish this session, so you can try it out. And if you're not understood, we will still guide you there. And that is one thing. Use ChatGPT. One more thing. For example, just attach the file, whichever file your resume is. Let's say I'll try if I can show you one example. Okay, one resume that I have attached here, and attach a JD. Go to any, let me just pick a small JD from here, job highlight. But make sure you are doing it properly when you get time. So because of time crunch, I'm just showing you like this. And now you just type in your own words like you're typing to your friend. Okay, JD is here. You customize it in that way, or customize to JD. You just have to talk to your ChatGPT. You understand how to talk to them. That's the whole point. Customize JD. So you will get some points and versions on how exactly you have to do. You can just copy this and paste it. Okay. So one more simple suggestion: create one Google Docs, create a master file. In that master file, you can keep on editing. In case if you feel AI is not helping you out, you can still go a little bit traditional way, but this is something that will save up your time. Just copy from here, go there, paste it, and try to use. So multiple tools are there like Teal HQ, Job Scan, Resume World, Career Flow, and n number of things. So there are hundreds of them in the platform, hundreds of them are out there, but all of them are not free, right? So that is also we need to be mindful on. So create a master file, and there you can keep on editing for major of the role. So that's what something that I personally did when I was a midway experienced person, and that's what even I would suggest to all of you here. Yes, Shah. Okay. Yes, Alex, over to you.
So I think a lot of people are എല്ലാവർക്കും ഒരു കാര്യം ഇച്ചിരി ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻ്റ് ആണ്. ബേസിക്കലി the idea is that you have to stand out. നിങ്ങൾ സ്പെഷ്യൽ എങ്ങനെയാണ് as compared to the others who have applied for the role. അത് resume കാണിക്കണം. That is what will get you the job. Okay, so I can see many people are asking how do we make a common resume? ആ ടൈമും ആ ലോകം ഇപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനത്തെ ലോകമല്ല. So you need to have customized resumes. You need to be you need to ensure that you are providing exactly what they want. So if you are a brand manager and the role is for something else, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ബ്രാൻഡ് മാനേജറിന്റെ ഒന്ന് രണ്ട് ആസ്പെക്ട് എടുക്കണം which is applicable to that other role, like a different role, and put that into the resume, right? So don't try to make a common resume. I know it's for experienced people, but the same applies to you as well as a fresher. So if there is something that is specific for the role, അത് നിങ്ങളുടെ ഇതിന്ന് highlight ചെയ്യാം. So that's extremely crucial because that is how the world is moving, right? And so finally, last couple of questions, because I think we're running out of time, is that when we're using these AI tools like ChatGPT or Gemini or Cloud, Arya, are there any pitfalls? Should we be careful of some things, mistakes that we should not make, which the recruiter may figure out that this person has used Google അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ChatGPT to make this resume? So how do I ensure that I don't make this silly mistakes, and how do I not make them, so that right?
Got it. So I'll try to answer this very quickly. So AI is smart, right? But it's not you. So imagine it's just like asking ChatGPT, write a love letter for your loved one. Okay, you're writing this in ChatGPT. Technically it sounds great, but if it says, dear beloved human, you're in trouble, right? AI can help, but you need to stay in control, right? So what can you do? Let me ask my audience first. What do you think are some risks or mistakes that can happen when we use an AI to write a resume? Can anybody quickly think randomly? What do you think? Anyone? What are the risk or mistake that can happen while using AI? Describes feelings, okay, Sounds artificial. All right, great. What else? What else? It gives you yes, right, false information. It can make irrelevant information that is right. So AI may sound perfect, right? So it may give you a result. For example, like for Anaga. Okay, Anaga is searching on her chat GPT, asking her some result. So it is giving her a sentence telling result driven professional with a strong interpersonal skill. Okay, Anaga gets this result. Same thing, Anju also goes and searches. Anju also will get the same thing, right? So it becomes very similar over there. So, and also if you ask AI to write in bullets, it may say lead a team of 10 across cross functional verticals. If you ask AI to give you something like this, whereas in actual you were just helping at a fest, right? So be careful, do not lie by an accident. Then also wrong tone. Yes, some AI tool makes your resume sound like a sales brochure. So I remember this when I was a HR. So there was this one resume that came into the picture, which just sounded like a sales brochure. It was written synergized operational efficiency via cross-functional platform ideation. This is the wording exactly pin to pin which was there in that resume. Till date, I have not understood what this means. Right? Do not complicate your entire, understanding of what you are into your resume with a very highly professional language. Do not use all those things. Keep it very simple. Keep it very crisp. Right? Your resume should reflect your journey, your style, and your values. AI can't replicate your why. It can only guess. So the question is, should I stop using AI? No way. So use it like a smart assistant, not like a replacement. Okay. So you are going to create your content. Use AI like an editor only. Okay. You will, after the AI edits, do the final check. AI ne ningala content kodukkum. Content creation ningal cheyyum. Because AI doesn't know who Revati is. AI doesn't know who Alina is, right? So you have to create your own content. AI no re assistant pole side le vekya. Edit cheyan. Ningala resume ne edit cheyan. Avade edit cheyan. And lastly, AI, when he gives you a resume back, you will do the proofreading. Okay, so simple. Think of AI like a Google map. It can guide you, but you only still have to drive the road. All right, so that's something that I would say over here.
Right. So final question to you, Arya, is that can you show me how can I register for some of these upskilling courses that Wadhwani has via the portal that you have, right? So can you just quickly show me some steps?
Absolutely. So what I'm going to show you next is for the people who have come here to KKEM platform. ഈ KKEM platformലെ ഒക്കെ എങ്ങനെ നിങ്ങൾ കോഴ്സിനെ രജിസ്റ്റർ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുമോ എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ഞാൻ ഇപ്പം കാണിക്കാൻ പോകുന്നത്. Okay, so you will have to log in. Let me just show it to you. Okay, enter your email address and log in through your platform. So this is how your platform will look like. So platform open ആയപ്പോൾ ഇച്ചിരി താഴെ പോവുക. You will get to see skill development programs. Okay, so ഇതിലേക്ക് ക്ലിക്ക് ചെയ്യണം നിങ്ങൾ skill development programs. Okay, not to worry, we'll also be sending you the steps if you have missed out. So അതുപോലെ തന്നെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇവിടെ employability skills courses കാണാൻ പറ്റും 15 courses. All these are free of cost courses that you can enroll into. You just have to click these. You will get 15 wonderful free courses that you can go ahead and take over here. Okay, all you have to do is enroll, register into your own platform, scroll down, come here, and then these are all the courses that you can see on my screen. If you think the course visit cheyyanengil, just apply now. Okay, click on apply now. Automatically it will redirect you to the Wadhwani page. Evide ningalku course കാണാൻ പറ്റും. It's very simple for you. It's all self learning. So ആദ്യം നിങ്ങൾ enroll ചെയ്യുക. Okay, enroll ചെയ്തേ പിന്നെ you will get to see all the courses over here. Okay, once all this thing is done, you can take assessments and there's a lot of details which you can definitely go ahead and do. So this is what you can do. And apart from that, there are so many wonderful AI tools in our platform itself. So if you get to see something called as placement prep after you do all the login process, So there is something. If you are somebody who is preparing for interview, നിങ്ങൾ interview prepare ചെയ്യാൻ പോകണമെങ്കിൽ ഇവിടെ രണ്ട് AI tool ഉണ്ട്, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് useful ആയ AI tool. Okay, so you can come here and use this n number of times. So it's a simple AI tool where you can enter the job role and start taking interview questions. So in short, if I have to tell, every question that you answer, camera on now. So you will get a feel that you're sitting in front of a HR and you are taking it. I am building this suspense so that you go and you search this entire process on your own. If you haven't understood it, please come back to us. We will be happy to guide you.